And this is Madeline. Madeline is 4 years old, and this is her second deployment. Madeline, can you remember how you felt when Mommy and Daddy told you that Daddy was going to have to go away for Army work? Do you remember how you felt? How did you feel? Sad. It is a very sad time. Madeline, did you and your daddy do anything fun to prepare before he left? Did y'all do anything fun?
Like a tea party.
You had a tea party? That's fun. Did you do anything else? Did you do anything else besides have a tea party? Hmm?
Yes.
What did you do?
I did sandwiches.
You had turkey sandwiches. That's good. Anything else? That's all. Okay. Madeline, Daddy's gone now, and I'm sure there's times when you miss him, don't you? What's this?
A daddy doll.
A daddy doll? And what? Oh, do you hug it? Do you hug it when you're missing your daddy? You do? Oh, big hug. That's so good. Do you do anything else when you're missing Daddy?
No.
You don't know? Okay. Do you ever draw in a picture? Okay, good. Thank you, Madeline. This is Wesley. Wesley is 10 years old, and this will be his third deployment. Wesley, how did you feel when your mom and dad told you that your dad would be deploying again?
Sad and mad.
Sad and mad. Did you and your dad do anything fun together before he left?
We went to the beach, went go-kart riding, and I made a bear that's camouflage. Tim has camouflage pants and shirt.
Oh, so y'all made a bear that was wearing a uniform like your daddy wears.
Oh, and he recorded a message.
He recorded a message for you? That's wonderful. I know that has to help you be able to hear his voice, doesn't it? Good. Now that your daddy is gone and you miss him, is there anything that you do to help with missing him? What do you do?
I write letters, write pictures, and I do math at school.
You do math at school, so if you get to missing your daddy at school, that math will help take your mind off of him. That's great, and I bet he loves getting those letters from you. Thank you, Wesley, for sharing with us. This is Hunter, and Hunter is 17 years old, and this is her third deployment. Hunter, since you are 17 and you're older in this deployment, has the responsibilities at home changed for you any?
Well, now that I have my license, I'm able to take a load off my mom with helping her with stuff that she's helped with.
That's good. That's good. I bet she really appreciates that. I know I wish I had a 17-year-old around the house during deployment. You obviously have a wonderful family support system. Do you have any friends at school that you can talk with when you're having maybe hard times?
One of my best friend's dad just got back from deployment, so she knows what our family's going through, and she's able to be there and help me through.
That's good that she understands what you're going through. That's good that you have that. That's good. You know, we mentioned that you're 17, Hunter, and this is also your senior year. How has that been for you, for your dad to miss out on your senior year of high school?
Well, yeah, senior year is the biggest year of your high school year, and you get all this stuff you get to do throughout the year: senior week, homecoming week, prom, senior pranks you get to play on the underclassmen. And it's hard because he doesn't get to be there to help me, with me to experience all this stuff. And
so that's hard. Okay. How do you, with him being away, how do you include him in those events?
So yeah, I sit down, tell him all about it, and take a lot of pictures so he can kind of be there.
That's good. That's good. So it's important just to keep him involved in it as much as possible. That's good, Hunter. Thank you. I wanted to talk to you, if this is maybe your first deployment, about the send-off, the day that Daddy leaves. I've done it 3 times. We didn't have children our first deployment, so of course my children have only sent Daddy off from the airport twice, and so I was not prepared at all for what to expect. The first time my children took Daddy to the airport, which was his second deployment, and they were very young at the time. My little girl was only 14 months old, and my little boy was just 3 and a half. And so it was hard to prepare them for it because of being such a young age. And although we did try to talk about it and help them understand, it was just it was very difficult. And so when we got to the airport, um, and telling Daddy bye and giving him hugs and kisses, we all did really good. And then I just have this very vivid memory. My little girl was sitting in the stroller, just probably eating or something because that's what she enjoyed doing. And I was holding Jackson, and we sat there and we watched Jason, my husband, walk through the security checkpoint. And during this whole time, Jackson is just looking at his daddy and waving and saying, "Bye, Daddy. I love you, Daddy." And I just thought, oh, this is good. This is a good memory to have. And we just sat there and watched him until we couldn't see him any longer. And the meltdown came. And I was not prepared for that, and I wasn't ready for it, and it took me completely off guard, especially because I was already having my own emotions and a hard time with, just the thought of being alone with two kids, and so the meltdown was just Jackson crying and saying, "You can't leave my daddy. Don't leave my daddy here. We're not leaving." He didn't want to leave the airport, and so I just remember having to pick him up and carry him out of the airport while my friend pushed Madeline in the baby stroller out for me because I needed to hold my son and comfort him and just reassure him, and it was very hard. And so I knew that this time that I did not want my child to go through that again. And so when we went to the airport this time, we tried to prepare for that. We explained that Daddy would be leaving, and just that. And so this time, when it was time to take my husband to the airport, um, we knew that we did not want a repeat of what happened the past time. And so we just really tried to prepare the kids and explain to them that we were going to the airport and that we were taking Daddy there and that we would be leaving him there. And so we just really wanted to prepare them for that and reassure them. Um, and so it was much easier this time to send Daddy off. And sure, we were sad, and yes, there were tears, and but there were no meltdowns, and so that was very good. Um, and since my husband has been gone, I have still kept that line of communication open with the kids. I ask them daily questions. I ask them how they're feeling. I ask them if they have any questions for me. I ask them if they've thought about Daddy and what they're thinking about. I just try to encourage them to talk about it. I want them to know that it's okay, and I just try to keep things around the house as reminders. Like I said, I have the pictures, and we talk about that. Um, and then I also have this big bucket of kids call it the craft bucket, and it's filled with crayons and papers and pencils and coloring books and scissors and glue and anything in here that they could just create masterpieces with, and they do daily. And so they will color their daddy pictures or write their daddy letters, and at the end of the week I put all those in a package and we send them to Daddy, and so he always gets a big kick out of that, and I love just to see what they create, and it's really neat to see. We've got the picture of Daddy, and I believe this was a Madeline drawing, so Daddy and Madeline, and this was another one. This was from Jackson, and here he drew a picture of Daddy and Madeline and of himself, and he said he had crazy hair. So it's just fun to get his interpretations of what they're drawing. And then as he's getting older, he's writing stories too. And this one says this picture is for Daddy, love Jack, and so I really love to see that. And then get carried away with stickers. We go through a lot of stickers, and so I enjoy seeing them do this kind of fun stuff, and I can only imagine what a joy it is for my husband to receive these, and it's got to be a great encouragement for him. As you saw in the video, that my kids have their daddy doll, and this is my husband sent this to them for Christmas, and so this is a great. They hold their daddy doll. He goes with them just about everywhere we go. They sleep with daddy, and so I'm glad that they have this. And while I have these things at home for them, my husband has also been really wonderful about sending things to them and letting them know that he's thinking about them. Something I think that is a really good idea. My my in-laws sent my husband a big pack of just blank cards, and my husband just writes in the cards and sends it to the kids, and so they love going to the mailbox and seeing that Daddy sent them a card. And so just something little, just some. When your husband is packing up, just put some blank cards in his bag with him, so that he can just send cards to the children, because a lot of the times where the guys are, there's not access to stationery and things like that. So go ahead and prepare them with those things. And my husband's really good about taking pictures, and so he'll take pictures of himself and then put them on a card and send those to the kids, and they love that, and they just laugh and giggle about what Daddy looks like and all his gear, and they try to guess what he's doing. And so that's really funny to listen to them talk about that kind of stuff. And, a lot of the times he'll get different things from where he's at, and he'll send the kids little gifts and, just little things. This little purse, Madeline loves that. And Jason had was working with some people, I believe, from Mongolia, and so he got this little piece from them, and Jackson just thinks that that's the greatest thing, and it just sits on his dresser. And we talk about that often, and we talk about maybe the people that Daddy's meeting, and maybe what Daddy's doing, and how just things like that. And so it keeps that, like I said, keeps that line of communication open, which I think is key. Let them know that it's okay to talk about it. Let them know that you're there for them. Encourage them to talk about it. And the most important thing of all is to pray with your kids every night. Have them pray. Have them pray for their daddy. And I love that time, because it's so sweet to hear a 4-year-old pray for her daddy and her Uncle Jeremy, to the things that they can come up with. We talk about praying for safety, and she's praying that they get turkey sandwiches. She's just obsessed with turkey sandwiches right now for some reason. So, it's just really fun. But it's just really important to, we pray for our spouses on our own, but pray with your kids and encourage them to pray also. So in closing, I just want to again remind you to prepare. Prepare, prepare, prepare. You can't prepare enough. Preparing your hearts, preparing your kids' hearts, preparing your marriage. Just prepare, and keep that communication open. Those have been the keys for us. Prepare, communicate, pray. Now, I'm not saying that just because you are preparing and just because you are communicating daily and you're praying all the time that there's not going to be hard days, because there will be. There are going to be days when you are hurting, and there are going to be days when you can't sleep, and your children are going to have bad days at school. But just don't let that consume you. Know that those days are going to pass. Know that there is an end in sight to this. Know that what is going to come out of this can bring glory to God if you allow it. If you ask Him, He'll give that to you. If you seek Him, He is going to give you the strength. He is the only one that can sustain you on the hard days. And in the end, it is all going to be, for Him and for His glory. And that's what we need to look at deployment as. And as we're preparing our hearts, that's what we need to pray about and ask God for. And that's how you can find joy in a deployment.